How's it going, everybody? This is Rob of Novakast, back with some more of the podcast for you guys, and I'm going to be sending the link for the podcast on here for Discord. So how's everybody doing today? Trying to look at the comments, make sure everything's going good, and I know some people are probably going to comment that I need to shave. Yes, I know. I just got off a week's work of work. I wanted to take my one day off to just kind of relax. So let's see, who do we got? We got Mel Gaze, MCU. We got Kelly. We got Princess Megan, Elsa, Richard. How's everybody doing today? Oh, and trying out a new energy drink called Thermo Performance Energy X. I'm assuming, that's the can. It actually has a really nice taste, and since I've been on this whole keto diet, I've been trying to find kind of a substitute of the regular energy drinks. And sure enough, this has been a godsend to some extent. Richard writes, "Hey Rob, my Chihuahua keeps being mean to my pit bull. Any suggestions to help me get him to be nice to him?" I'm actually not sure. I mean, with my dogs, I've had them, or at least they've been around large dogs for quite a long time. So if you just got your Chihuahua and they haven't had any prior experience to larger animals, they might be a little iffy on that. All right, so today we're going to be talking about two things, both in a sense Keemstar related. But yeah, Keemstar. Who wants to hear about him? But basically, we're going to be talking about, or at least giving our thoughts about the Keemstar Onision interview that's coming out pretty soon, as well as the Keemstar versus the quartering drama. And we'll be getting to that in a little bit. One thing I do want to point out, or at least make an announcement to, for those who've been following us with the Let's Plays, or at least the Let's Plays that I've been recording, the next game that we're going to be playing is Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which is something I've been really anticipating to play. Though I have to give a quick announcement that due to sometimes my work schedule being chaotic, videos will probably be within the 15 to 20 minute range, just so that way I can like do a little bit of recording here and there, and then kind of keep track of everything that's going on with my job. So that will be changed. Hopefully that isn't too much of an issue where it's a little bit shorter than usual. Another thing too is those people who've been following the Witcher Let's Plays as well as Witcher content, there is a Witcher playlist for the channel. And that also includes the Let's Watch videos for the Witcher Netflix series that we did, and the recent Let's Plays for The Witcher 3, as well as the DLCs for The Witcher 3. So go check those out. All right, looking at the comments. Keemstar, poop, you mean? My respect for you all have increased rapidly. Thanks, Keemstar is horrible. We got Phayn on here. Let's switch it over. How's it going, man?
Yeah, it's going.
Man, friggin', it's been a long week.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But before we got started, I just made a quick announcement about my Let's Plays and stuff. About the the newer ones for, let's say, the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot will be shorter. About 15, 20 minutes. Some of them may be under 30, but to some extent, the episodes are going to be around that time range. And the fact that there is a playlist made for all of the Witcher content.
Oh, wow.
So that will be really fun. In fact, I may end up doing, in case people want it, I may end up doing a episode on probably one of my favorite distractions on The Witcher 3, Gwent.
Ooh, you're going to be doing it via The Witcher 3 or the actual game?
Actual game.
Okay.
So that might be fun. I've been playing it on my PC, but for recording, I might do it on the PS4 or Xbox One. Like, do an episode at least.
Okay.
Which I want to point out, like, so far with that new version, or at least how they have it set up, I would have to go with the monster deck. Just with how powerful how it's easy for you to increase the level of your, or at least your units' strength, as well as try to get more creatures on the field to increase your unit's power.
Okay.
Let's see. Gamers Rise Up. I try not to miss The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt premieres. Oh, thank you, Princess Megan Elsa. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of support for that, and I really appreciate everybody watching those. It just sucks that that's coming to an end pretty soon. With since I've done all of the DLC and all of the main game. Like, I'm gonna switch over. So yeah, it's a disappointment. You know? Wish there was more. But anywho. So you want to get started on this?
Well, the thing is, I know nothing about what the topics are.
Well, they're both Keemstar related.
Okay. Like,
so Keemstar's quote unquote interview with Onision. Now he posted a video talking about like what he discussed. I'm just gonna say it. Keemstar in the past has made terrible decisions when it comes to who he platforms on his channel.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Mind giving some examples? I don't really watch Keemstar.
Well, Zoe Berger for one. That's one in particular. In fact, there's one interview with another girl gamer, combating what Zoe Berger said, and that was a complete shit show. I know there was, oh gosh, the Daddy-O5 thing. In case people remember that. And now Greg. And I feel like with people like Keemstar, he doesn't ask the right questions, and he has that track record of, kind of not doing very well when it comes to researching the type of topics. I mean, I know I'm not one to talk half the time because there are times where I have missed a few details, but Keemstar claims himself to be a news drama channel, but there are times where he doesn't get all the facts. Sage wrote, "Can we not remember Daddy 05?"
The net
Saying a
will
name,
never let us forget.
yeah. Yeah, Daddy 05 will always be an example of what you shouldn't do with your kids on a platform. Yeah, he's like they're basically a cautionary tale to family channels.
Mm.
But
I believe that you were talking about him briefly around the time I first joined the Novakast.
yes. I did a few videos on that situation. I know people like Joy did several videos, and that I will say, just my personal opinion, after everything was being blown over, that whole thing with Daddy 05 became a complete and utter shit show. You had people going at each other's throats for just giving an opinion, or at least giving their support for that situation. Probably the biggest hypocrites was Based Mama, that tried to shun everybody who wanted to give their support. And then that one individual then proceeded to make, like, ironically, a convention about free speech, but it turned out to be a complete and utter scam. And she has disappeared off the face of the planet because of that.
Mm. So, what all, to go back to the main topic, what all did
So
Keemstar say that they talked about?
Hold on, let me find the video, because I have the video on here. That's not it. That was not it.
I don't even have my headphones on. That made my ears hurt.
Yeah, sorry, Keemstar.
No, it's all good.
I'm just gonna share the audio.
Uh,
If I can find the stupid video. Unless he took it down. Okay. I think this is it.
I have all these things and nobody fucking talks about it because
All right. You know what? Here, let me find it. I'm pulling it up on Twitter for so people can see.
hmm.
It's gonna take me a sec. Sorry.
That's all good.
I had it saved somewhere and I'm not seeing it, so I'm having to look through it through Twitter. As I'm looking, apparently, I gotta check with the drama with Zombie Unicorn, because people are saying that she shared child pornography, allegedly.
Who?
Zombie Unicorn, the one that was wanted to support that whole bully hunter scam.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Who got upset because there was a group of women who were not even like dancing inappropriately at a freaking public event for a convention to advertise a drink. Okay, share screen. Trying to find Chrome app. Okay, so you guys, hopefully you guys can see it. I'm gonna start at the beginning, and then Can you guys see it?
I can see it.
All right, so I'm gonna play it. Oh wait, hold on, I've screwed up.
Oh,
I think I forgot to put the audio. All right, share audio. There we go. I did that last time. I don't know why I did that.
it automatically deselects it.
Okay, I'm gonna put it halfway so you guys can hear.
Even if you are 18 plus, you still can't post inappropriate photos.
By the way, let me so that one bit. So I'm assuming they talked about the whole website thing with Greg. First of all, I'm gonna say this flat out because obviously Greg doesn't get that people, if they want to be somewhere, they can fucking lie about their age. If he really thinks that people are gonna follow the whole only 18 plus, he's an idiot. But all right. Let me know if you want me to stop for anything or
Will
at
do.
any point.
So I have all these things, and nobody fucking talks about it because they're liars, and all they want are clicks.
That's great, but you had to know that underage girls were making posts.
Okay, even though we haven't seen the full interview yet, that is a good question. It's like you have to understand that, right?
What?
That people underage would still post images, would still attend the website.
Keemstar asked that?
Yeah, Keemstar asked that.
Okay.
You want here? I'll replay because this is just him reacting to the footage he recorded.
Liars, and all they want are clicks.
That's great, but you had to know that underage girls would be making posts for you to.
That's where the no inappropriate photos.
So I will like, even though he's kind of like, really trying to get people to like anticipate this thing, I will admit that one bit, I appreciate Keemstar for actually asking that question, because that is a question that everybody has been asking Greg, especially with the fact that, even if it says it, do you really think that people are actually going to abide by that rule? Of course not.
I mean, look at other other platforms, social networking or what have you. YouTube,
Yeah.
Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, I believe Twitter as well.
Yeah. They're still going to do it. And if you think that that anybody is going to abide by that rule, then that's dumb. It is extremely stupid to think that. But let's continue.
Photos thing comes in.
I understand, but you had to know that underage girls would do this regardless of you saying it's 18. You had to.
I wasn't thinking about. I literally.
Did you hear that?
What?
He's like, you had. Keemstar's like, you had to know. And Greg's like, I wasn't thinking about it. It's like, dude. It's like either he is actually an idiot, or he knew that people were still going to click and just didn't care. In fact, people, from what I've been told and what's been said, and from other interviews, actually look at what Rag said. He knew. People told him. There is no excuse of, oh, I didn't know. So either he's an idiot or he knew and just didn't care.
True.
Underage girls were not crossing my mind. I was
47 minutes, guys. I wanted to keep this interview to be 20 minutes. We went to 47 minutes. Wow. We went into only really 5 subjects. You can't, it's so hard because there's just so much Onision information. I couldn't get to everything. It was literally impossible.
So
So I'm going to say this. When it comes down to it, especially with a lot of the stuff that's happened involving Greg, like, and you look at some of the debates and stuff, yeah, it's difficult to even get him to answer or at least be questioned for half of the shit that he's done. And hold on a sec, I'm gonna mute myself for a quick second.
Okay. Not gonna lie, with how long he has stated the interview is, I'm curious as to what else is on the interview. Has he uploaded a video showing the whole interview, or?
Okay, I'm back.
That was last 40 seconds towards the end of the interview.
So wait, what's going on?
Oh, I'm basically forming my thoughts on it. Like, the whole interview is like 40 some odd minutes, and we only hear like 40, 45 seconds, maybe a little bit more of the part near the end.
Yeah. And
so I'm curious on whether or not the rest of the interview is available for others to listen to.
Well, I don't think Keems posted it yet. He said he had to, by the end of it, he says he still has to edit it. And he mentions that if they were to continue the conversations that they had, it probably would have ran up to 4 hours to do this. I mean, that he said, this is why he said, like, he wanted it just to 20 minutes, but it went to 40. At this point, and and the craziest thing is apparently the whole thing with Shiloh, or was it Sarah? I think it was one or the other. Those two, one of those two has really affected Greg, because in a second, Keemstar talks about how the topic that they talked about the most was, I think it was Sarah. So that was the one person he talked about the most. So
the interview would have been like 4 hours if I did.
Yeah, see?
Okay.
I did a 47-minute interview. I'm going to have to do at least a 5-minute intro kind of explaining this Onision thing. This is going to be a 51-minute video, and I'm going to watch it.
By the way, just like here, no offense, how much you want to bet Keemstar paid him off to do the interview? He wouldn't do it for Chris Hansen.
That's a good question. Who knows?
At this point, there was no reason. Like, Greg had no motivation to do any interviews. So it's like, what did Keem have to do in order for Greg to agree? My best guess is he probably paid him off to do the interview.
Presumably.
I will say that if he does this interview or when he releases this video and makes this comment that nobody gave him a chance to talk, I'm gonna be so pissed. Be like, dude, he's been given a chance to talk every chance he could get, and he absolutely refused. Complete and utterly refused. What was his only motivation? Oh, if you give me like tens of thousands of dollars, I'll do the interview. But who knows?
I'm going to edit it, and I'm going to prepare it for Drama Alert, and I got to really, really check and make sure I hit the most important points. Like,
he probably didn't. Hold on.
Well, sadly, when it comes to such a thing, like as far as him possibly paying Greg for the interview, we won't know. We possibly won't ever know. So,
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with the whole comment from Megan. He does want views, and I think that's the only reason why he's getting involved. Is this entire time, and it's funny that he's doing it because he was giving a lot of people shit for talking about this particular topic, and now he's taking part in it. So it's like, what other reason does he have? And I feel like the only way he could have gotten Greg to get involved is by paying him. But we'll just say allegedly.
yeah, because we don't know for sure.
I mean, yeah, we don't know for sure. But that would be I would say for me, that would be my best guess as to how he got him to do an interview.
Yeah, for the most part, Sage.
What did Sage write?
Everyone wants views.
For the most part, yes. I just make content to make content. You guys see a lot of my videos. A lot of them don't even reach the 100 views. A lot of them, anyway. That's fine.
Hey, I'm happy if a single one of mine reaches 10. So.
Oh, jeez, there goes my. I'm using the foldable table as a coffee table for my thing.
You mean like a dinner tray type thing?
Yeah, to an extent. I know I got an actual foldable table that I can shorten the legs, so it's like the same length or the same height as my my futon. Which, by the way, in case you guys are wondering, I moved a lot around. In case you guys see a clear background behind me, next month, since I kind of spent a lot of my petty cash on a new TV and a replica of the Master Sword for my birthday. Next month, I am planning on possibly getting some disc plates and putting them behind me. If anything, I may set up my other webcam or get a new webcam and put it on my desktop, where I'm going to have all of my statues on there. The really nice shelving units I have. But I'm going to finish this up.
Which, trust me, I know you Onision haters are going to say every point is important, but
I hate that fucking term.
What?
Onision haters.
Well, a lot of.
I know a lot of.
True.
I mean, it freaking. Yeah, everybody hates Onision at this point. But
while it is a generalization,
for valid reason why people hate him. But there's a valid reason why people hate him, and it's like you shouldn't overlook that.
Yeah.
And honestly, Keem should be, before saying statements like that, and I'm assuming he probably didn't even watch the past interviews and past like live streams that Greg has done with other people, with some of his detractors.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, he would know how people are touchy about this subject.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's at least somewhat aware. I could be wrong on that.
I'm
And the
guessing
only-
not.
And the only problem I really have with that statement he made, whether it's technically true or not, concerning the whole Onision haters thing, the wording of it made it seem can make it seem that he has chosen a side, and I'm not trying to point fingers or anything like that, because we all know that we have difficulty choosing our words properly when we're talking.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and
I
keep
see
in
your
mind,
point.
I am also not defending.
Yeah.
I'm just showing the different sides to my thought process. That
I see your point. All right. Oh, by the way, in the chat, who wants me to do a trailer reaction to the new Candyman coming up?
photo.
Hmm?
There's a new Candyman movie coming out.
Yep.
Huh. Never watched any of the originals.
There's more than one.
Yeah, it's a series, mate.
Oh shit. I still need to finish. I watched part of the first one. It looks interesting. Has an interesting premise. It's to an extent kind of like, the whole Bloody Mary myth. Rose is like me.
What, MJ? Photo?
Oh, I think she's talking about the Candyman.
I haven't watched a single one. There are 3 sequels.
No thank you to trailer reaction. We even talked about it during the... we did? What? It was a fan trailer? I don't think so. It said Universal. The one I looked at anyway.
I'm drawing a blank. I'm sorry.
I'm looking it up right now. And I have a lot of videos from Phayless that I was watching. As well as Lyle McDouchebag. Which, by the way, great animator and even funnier voice actor.
Oh, the third one's the reboot. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, MJ.
All right. I'm referring to the video called Death of Hope. I'll have to check that out. It's a really good fan-made video. Laundry Day.
What is?
Laundry Day. It's the fan film for The Punisher. Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
Mm,
He's pretty good. He does a pretty good job.
from Key and Peele, right?
Mm-hmm. I still need to watch some of the other some of the.
I was gonna say, isn't he the same guy that made oh gosh, he made Us, right?
I think that's what it was called.
Oh no, I don't.
Yes, it was Us. That's the name of the movie. Us.
No, I don't, MJ. Wait, during my high. Oh, I thought I read something different. For some reason I thought she wrote that I had a bias.
Oh yeah,
Like,
there's
no, I
also
don't.
Get Out.
Dude, I'm tired. Good thing I'm drinking this energy drink. All right, I'm gonna finish this up.
Did he direct the comedy movie Keanu that starred both him and Key?
I don't know.
Curious on that.
Which, by the way, I did a lot of let's watch videos for M. Night Shyamalan movies this week. I need to pick an anime. Which should be a lot. Actually, an old one.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm thinking about maybe the 5-episode OVA for Oh My Goddess
I've yet to
or
watch a
Outlaws.
single thing of those.
It was an interesting, like, reimagining of the show. I mean, they didn't follow the story to a T, probably because the whole manga was still being released. But also might do Outlaw Star. And another one I was
to go for those who love that show.
Oh, I fucking love that show.
I'd enjoy it more without Asia Clan Clan. Say it time and time again.
I don't know why, but I kind of like her as a character.
Like, don't get me wrong, she has her moments.
Oh no,
Especially where she helps out the crew.
Let me just say the wrestling episode. Holy shit, that was actually a fun moment with her. And then I will say she makes up for it at the very end.
Yeah.
But oh gosh. I might also do a video series for The Witcher that came out on Witchblade. Sorry, Witchblade.
Oh, the animated series?
No, I'm talking about the TNT version.
Oh, the original.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say interesting beginning, crappy middle, and piss poor ending. It just ends abruptly. It pissed me off. I was like when I watched that show, I was so invested. And then they pull a fucking MacGuffin near the middle of the show and then just screws everything up. And actually, since you brought it up, I may end up doing the anime version as well.
Isn't it canon?
What?
To the plot of the overarching plot for the
Witchblade?
Yeah, for Witchblade, the
Are we talking about
title
the animated?
as in overarching series, like live action.
Are you talking about the anime or the TNT?
Both. I believe the animated one is canon. Follows some of the events that the Witchblade is supposed to go through.
So, okay.
I'm not sure though.
So the TNT version follows the police officer Sarah Pizzini, who is at that time the current Witchblade holder, whereas the Witchblade anime follows many years into the future. And they even reference that fact that Sarah Pizzini is one of the long line of, or at least the Witchblade has had a long line of Witchblade users.
Mm-hmm.
And even mentions the fact that each one has, after using the Witchblade, has died under terrible circumstances.
Oh.
I think that's the fate of every Witchblade user. I mean, they reference Jonah Ark, who apparently was a Witchblade user. There was one storyline for the TNT version that I absolutely loved, and this was, oh my gosh, I can't remember the exact character's name. But there was this one storyline where it was fated, like a fated reunion, so to speak, between the Witchblade user and someone else. But okay, I kind of feel bad because we just got off topic. So let's finish this. So we're going back to Keemstar.
The actual most important. We talked a lot about Sarah, like that, because in my opinion, the Onision is a groomer. The situation with Sarah, that is by far the most important thing. So we talked about that like almost the whole interview. Definitely talked about the Shiloh. We talked about Shane Dawson. We talked about a lot. And
how much you want to bet when he says we talk about a lot? They just talked about probably a few things for 45 minutes.
Yeah, I wanted. So concerning like the whole talked about Sarah thing, pretty sure people are up in arms about that because he didn't give specifics.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: he's basically talking about it, and he doesn't necessarily need to give the specifics, because if he did, people might not tune in to watch it because they know what it's about.
Yeah.
It's a marketing thing, but I mean, it's hard to say whether or not that kind of thing is something good to do.
So you think he probably said that? Would you say that he probably said that just to
As a
get
means
people
to garner
motivated?
interest without
Okay.
without going into further detail on what it's about or what is said concerning said topic.
I really I say this before, and I'll say this again. I really wish there was a function for StreamYard where it will show like every comment, like maybe a few seconds, just go down the line. So that way I'm not having to click on every single one, because I feel bad because some people have made several good comments.
Why hasn't that shown up on the... Hold on. That's weird. That comment actually hasn't shown up in the live chat for me. Like, I have the video, the podcast video up. Because usually, StreamYard is behind when it comes to live comments.
Yeah. That's odd.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of comments, something really weird's been going on. I've been premiering some of my videos, and let's say episode 15. And I don't know if they're just like, I don't know how the best way to go about it, because I'm looking at my comment and just realized somebody who's been like really supportive with the content posted a comment on one of the premieres.
Mm-hmm.
But I know there's been a couple of people who've posted a comment way before the video has been premiered.
Some people
saying,
do that.
hey, nice content. And I'm like,
oh,
you guys haven't, like, some people haven't seen it yet. But I will say for some people, they've been very supportive and they've been leaving comments like before it shows. So I really do appreciate that. But I have gotten a couple of the people where it's like, hey, let's be YouTube friends. The spamming accounts or whatever.
yeah.
Like post a comment before that video is ever premiered. Which makes no sense, but whatever.
Yeah, MJ's right. They're bots.
Well, except for one.
Yeah.
Some of them, at least.
Oh, no need to apologize. We'd rather y'all take care of yourselves. You know.
Yeah, don't worry. All right, let's finish this whole thing with Keemstar.
I think I did okay. Right?
Something tells me he did not do okay. think people would more appreciate the whole Chris Hansen interviewing Greg. At least to some extent, it would show that Greg has a pair to do an interview.
I'm iffy on if people would be okay with that. I really am.
What, Chris Hansen doing the interview?
Yeah.
Oh, what would be the issue then?
Shit, I had it in my mind just a moment ago. Shit.
You're worried that it might end up like the South Park parody?
I'm more worried that people are going to be
I'm not.
maybe think that if memory serves, my thought process was they might think it might be too little too late. They might think it's not handled properly. They might think it's a shit show. We won't know unless it happens.
Yeah, I will. Assuming that Chris Hansen's been taking notes with everything that's been said through the interviews. He may, like, beforehand have all of his questions prepared before anything is, said and done. I mean, I will say that, like, with a lot of the interviews with Greg, that's the biggest issue. Is half the time, especially when it comes to, like, accusations or things that are discussed about Greg's behavior, his usual, like, go-to phrase is, "Where's your evidence?" For those who have never watched it, I ask you guys to go check out, and it's usually the perfect reference, the debate with Stevie Wolf or who was once known as Some Guy 827 and Greg, because at one point he was talking about how he made parodies about, or at least Stevie Wolf was making points about how Greg was making fun of and making parodies of quote unquote sexual assault, and Greg used his go-to phrase, "Oh, well, where's your evidence? What videos did I do this? Because I've never made fun of that." When in reality, if you were to look at his videos, yeah, there is references of that. Alexis, if I pronounce that correctly, wrote, "I think Keemstar shouldn't leave it to should leave it to the professionals." To an extent, I feel like, yeah, I agree with that. I feel that when it comes to an interview, it should be the interview should be set up with people who put a lot of time into, and I'm not saying myself, but have put a lot of time and have collected a lot of evidence against Greg, and at the very least give their opinions about the situation. I'm going to close the whole StreamYard thing. There we go.
Okay. The only thing I have to say about, like, leaving it to the professionals is, like, I am on board with that thought process, but playing devil's advocate here, in order to get better and possibly reach professional levels, you got to get the experience in.
Yeah. So who would you recommend would probably be the better people for an interview?
I don't know.
So,
I don't know who all besides select few have enough evidence to do a full-on interview and make it to where the pacing is right, to where things don't get derailed. It's hard to say.
So, how about this? For those people who have spent a lot of time in this topic or this kind of situation, collecting evidence, discussing it, who do you think would be the perfect individual to talk about? Or at least not the perfect individual, but may be best suited? If anything, it would probably be one of the YouTubers that have discussed his antics. If anything, Chris Hansen. I think at this point, when it comes to Chris Hansen, and I have to kind of mention the fact that we all know that he's not the end all be all for this whole situation, but I do think that with the evidence or let's say just the interviews, it could help him with, like, let's say if he did an interview with Greg, and he has that sort of work experience with dealing certain personalities. I think that's why a lot of people would assume, oh, that's actually a good one, if Repsion was motivated to do so. He would probably be a good fit. I would say if another rematch with that's probably the best wording I could come up with. Edward's Generation. I don't think I've watched a lot of his content. He may be a good fit. Stevie Wolf having like redo his interview probably would be a good fit. MG wrote, I honestly don't care that he interviewed Greg. Let Greg look like an ass amongst hundreds of thousands of people. If Keem wants to die on the sword, so be it. You know what? I actually have to agree with that statement. I mean, because at this point, as I pointed out, the only reason Keem is getting involved is because a lot of people have asked him. 2, he's ignored it. 3, he wants to try to kind of stick it to the people who have put a lot of time and energy into this topic. So I just know it's going to piss off another guy that is part of the drama community.
Oh?
You know who I'm talking about.
No.
Oh, wait, no?
I said, oh.
Yeah, oh. Yeah, the one guy that was pissed off that Chris Hansen got all the interviews. Hopefully, if we don't say his name, he'll go away like Freddy Krueger. Be forgotten. Well, whatever. By the way, best off-topic subject. Best Nightmare on Elm Street movie would have to be the Freddy vs. Jason. Well, at least versus movie. Best movie. New Nightmare. Best movie out of the whole franchise. But so yeah. At this point, since the interview has not been released, all we can do is, see what happens. But I do agree with MJ that if he fucks it up, he can die by his own sword.
On the topic of like versus movies, I still need to watch the Ju-on versus Ringu movie.
Oh, the ending is great.
Right on.
Somebody told me I should Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. I really wish that would have been an actual movie instead of just a comic book.
Sounds interesting.
Oh, it is. And so, oh gosh, I'm trying to remember the whole comic book, but I guess Freddy and Jason are resurrected by Necronomicon. And it's up to Ash to try to an extent, and it's up to Ash to try to stop them. But by the way, I have not seen the show yet. Ash vs. the Evil Dead.
I saw like the first 2 or 3 episodes, like back when it first aired.
I still need to watch that freaking show.
Either that or Hulu, I don't remember which.
MJ wrote Ash vs. Evil Dead kind of sucked.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. Apparently it went overboard. It went way overboard with the shit jokes.
Like, it's one thing when it's in movie format, but it's harder to do that and set the right pacing between them as for throughout the show. You know?
Yeah. The movie's great. Oh my gosh, I can't pick which one I like better. The original, the Evil Dead 2, which is pretty much the Evil Dead reboot, or Army of Darkness.
Do what?
I'm still like, I couldn't think which one's better. The original Evil Dead 2, which is just a reboot, or Army of Darkness.
Never saw the original, but I have seen the second one in Army of Darkness.
The original's really good. It shows like where the whole thing came from.
Okay. I do know the second one is also more comedic than the first one, from what I understand.
Yes, they went with more comedic view for the movie.
But I love me some Army of Darkness. I will never dislike that movie.
But all right. Now that we're done BSing, let's get into the next topic.
So, as we're getting into that,
yeah,
like before you say your piece, who is the quartering?
Okay. So, backstory for those who don't know the quartering. The quartering is an individual who has discussed problems, or at least issues with, opinions with individuals who have attacked, stuff like video games, comic books, media, etc. I can't say whether or not he is to go political right-winging. Honestly, I don't care. What I care about is the ethics towards, stuff like video games, comic books, etc. At the very least, he seems kind of one of those individuals that doesn't want political shit in media like that. So, whatever. But basically, what's going on with this whole situation is this individual, the quartering, and by the way, I've referenced the quartering a couple times in the video or the podcast and videos before. But recently, the quartering has gotten into a little bit of drama where an individual was accusing him of taking down his videos. Keemstar saw this and took action because apparently there was a little bit of drama where the quartering called out Keem for the whole deplatforming I'm J Station, which, as I pointed out in one of my videos, or at least when we were talking about it in the podcast, I think it was in the podcast, that to an extent, the way to some extent, the way that Keem was going about it seemed like he was trying to send a hate mob towards the guy.
Oh.
which I point out we all dislike him, or we all dislike I'm J Station, but we shouldn't take the same extent or same routes as some of the other people that would just send hate mobs towards an individual and their platform. What did I just saw? I'm looking at the comments, and I'm assuming they're talking about the Evil Dead. But so when it comes down to Keemstar, he saw this whole thing with an individual apparently, and I'm going to use quotes, allegedly being targeted and having his videos false taken down by the quartering. He decided, time for some payback. That allegedly take some payback. Now, here's the thing. One, some of the comments that Keem has said towards the quartering, trying to say, "Oh, be a man, admit to what you've done," that kind of crap. And it's like, dude, didn't you, try to ruin this 80-year-old man's life that played RuneScape, claiming that he was a alleged sex offender, and then turned out that that wasn't true? I mean, it's like, follow the same standards that you would hold other people accounted for. And the craziest thing too, like, no joke, the quartering, and if I have to, I'll put the video in the description. In fact, I'm gonna look it up right now. The quartering shows a lot of the video, like a lot of the reports, and he hasn't even taken down videos from this individual that is claiming took his videos down.
Huh.
So it's like, either Keem just jumped on this because he wanted to get payback, or the quartering did something wrong, which what the evidence shows, he didn't do anything wrong. So I'm gonna post. I got the link. I'm gonna post it in the chat, and I'll post it in the description too for the quartering's video. In fact, if anything, I could probably we can watch that for a quick second.
Name is 8 Thoughts, by the way.
Wait, what?
I have no idea.
I'm gonna pull it up so you guys can see it.
I'm guessing that's the name for the person behind the quartering.
8 Thoughts. I think that's what it was. Let me.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Share audio. By the way, to the quartering, please do not. If the stuff is true, please don't attack my video for using your video. I just want to share what you're going through, etc., etc. All right, so there's the video. The title is Keemstar / Drama Alert spreads vile lie about me and forces me to respond. So this is his recent video on the whole thing. And I'm going to put the volume up so you guys can hear it.
I won't bury the lead. Right after this, I'll show you, obviously, that there's no evidence that I've flagged anybody. Not that any of you even believe that I did. But I want to just say this.
By the way, Aiden, let me know if I need to pause or anything.
Will do. Okay, Size Matters corrected what I said earlier. 8 Thoughts was the guy who was fighting the quartering.
Yeah.
So thank you for that, Size Matters.
I know that the overwhelming majority of you are like, dude, who cares? This is stupid. And I really don't care about anything else, but accusing a channel of false striking is career ending. And it is a specter that will follow you forever. It's disgusting that I have to defend myself against completely unfounded claims by 2 YouTubers with less than stellar track records. But unfortunately, it's getting traction because, you know, I have a large group of people that dislike me, like anyone will who's been online for a while. But to me, my reputation is important. I don't care if you call me fat or sweaty or boring or I talk too slow. I don't care about any of that. But don't ever accuse me of DMCA striking videos down because my feelings are hurt. That is the worst thing you can accuse a YouTuber of doing. All right, Keem, since you want me to do this.
Okay, so I will say that is the biggest thing is like and I will say that with a lot of content creators online, you do have those people. I like just observing you. Unfortunately, you do have those people that when you say the wrong thing to them, especially when you're calling out their actions, they do end up resorting to false flagging people.
Yeah.
That's the unfortunate thing. People like what was her name? Freaking I'm gonna copy strike PewDiePie person. I can't remember her name right now. The same person who was giving alcohol to her cat. People like Greg who've tried to use false copyright claiming to try to shut people's channels down. I will admit that there are those people that do that, but it's upsetting when you're doing nothing wrong and all of a sudden people are claiming that you false claim that it's a hard thing to remove off your profile or your very what's the word, your record, so to speak. Alinity. Thank you, MCU.
Alinity. Size Matters asked if you've taken a look or if you will take a look at 8 Thoughts channel just to see what he's like.
I might take a look. I heard about him briefly through this, so I might take a look at that.
It's definitely going to take more than one video just to form a proper thought, because not every video is necessarily showing the same side.
Yeah.
Of a person.
And I will say, like, when it comes down to it, especially with, because I thought, like, when it comes, like, on my free time, the only thing I hate it when people try to force politics in certain media. And when it comes down to like one reason I follow the Gordon is because some of his ethics. I may like some of like Angry Joe's videos, but some of his ethics are not okay to an extent. I may like I'm trying to find a good example. But hopefully you guys get the idea. So I'm going to continue on.
Yes, I'll do it for you. And as you say, be a man and publicly apologize then. All right, so here we go. Here's mediocre. No history of reporting a single thing. These are all dead channels, but you want to see them. Here's one I've never used. Oh, nothing there. How about the Quartering Daily? That's new. How about that? Oops, nothing there. Here's Unsleeved Media. How about that? Nothing there. All right. How about the Quartering? We've already shown that. Nothing there. How about Midwestly, nothing there. All right, Keemstar. So feel free, if you are the man you're demanding me to be, apologize, because you're wrong. And we both know that if there was any reports here, they would be showing here. In fact, even if you click this, it just says some videos may not appear. That's because the video is removed by the creator or is not available on YouTube. I have no idea what is even supposed to be showing here, but if it was a video removed by YouTube, it would still be here. And you know dang well you can't delete your history. So I'll take my apology now if you were really being honest. And just in case you say I missed any, here's the rest.
wow.
How about that? Here's marketing.
Wait, what was that?
I'm just saying, oh wow.
Yeah, I gotta
Yeah.
say, it's sad when you have to defend yourself like this.
Mm-hmm. But at least he's able to prove that he hasn't done that.
Yeah,
To my knowledge.
as far as we're seeing, it's he's going out of his way to show, you know, I'm not doing the things that Keemstar and this guy are saying that I'm doing. Here's the proof. Whereas Keem just heard from somebody, kind of just secondhand knowledge, and was like, oh, well, he's automatically guilty, which is why I referenced that whole, which, if I remember correctly, the person that gave, when it came to the RuneScape guy, he fired one of the guys that that gave him that information because they gave him bad information. And Keemstar, which I'm wondering if that was actually the guy doing research that was Keem that got that wrong.
Mm-hmm.
My guess is, especially with it being a track record, it was Keem. And he's doing the same thing here.
Sheriff test. No, nothing there. How about here's my personal. I don't even know what all these accounts are, but again, nothing there. How about the Incredible Salt Mine? Oops, nothing there. I mean, come on, dude. You know dang well I didn't do this. And here you are. Here's another email account. Nothing there. You know I didn't do it. So man up, as you would say, and apologize for spreading a hurtful rumor about me. That is literally the worst thing you can say about a YouTuber. What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the recording, and this is an important.
And that's big. And I will. And he mentions I'm going to not share, but the rest. But that's basically it. And Keem did make a comment on Twitter saying, you know, be a man, admit to what you did. And it's like, dude, you screwed up. So hold yourself accountable to your own standards and man up.
Is he not
and
doing
apologize.
so? Or when was that video made?
That was
or
made,
uploaded, I should say.
That video?
One we just finished watching.
I believe that was yesterday.
Okay.
So yeah, that was recent. And he's made, I'm trying to find the comment, like one of the recent comments that Keem has made to the quartering. But it just makes no sense, you know? Looking at some of the comments. I guess all I can say is Keem has a track record of, to an extent, not getting all the information. And again, I have to point out that I know there are several times where in certain situations I haven't had all the information. But he's claiming himself to be a news drama channel. And in that sort of line of work, he should have all the facts before saying shit. And Keem also has a track record of being very vindictive when people call him out.
Oh, we'll see what happens. That's for sure.
So hopefully Keem comes to his senses and apologizes, and actually has the heart to freaking, show, remorse about what he's done. But again, track record holds that he hasn't had much luck on that. Because if anything, that's only going to hurt his pride.
Mm-hmm.
Just take a look at the whole. I know some people hate him, but the whole Tommy C and Keemstar drama. There's one episode from Tommy C where you get to hear the last bit of audio from the Baited podcast, and Tommy C goes off on Keemstar. Because I guess Keemstar made a comment about Tommy C's military history, and he just goes off on him about how he has more respect for the people in the military than he has for Keem.
Huh.
And even I think his comment was like, it's like, hey, dude, if you want to go, then fucking go. And I guess in the audio, he mentions the fact that if you like with Keemstar or with Tommy C, yelling at him, giving his opinion, Keemstar freaking tucked his tail between his legs and just ran. So, to an extent, Keemstar acts all big and bad for the camera, but when somebody else, pushes him back, he can't handle it. But anyway, looking at the comments for a second. Last one from Size Matters. Keem is just bad. Yep. As you guys can tell, I'm not a fan of him. Looking at some of his content, I feel like there's a few people that he shouldn't have done interviews with, people he shouldn't have promoted. And I think the only reason he did it was to line his own pocket.
Well, you ask me, there's a difference between interviewing someone and promoting them. Unless he does so after the interview.
Yeah. Lady wrote, because he can't handle it when he's wrong.
Well, someone needs a laxative then.
Wait, what?
MJ said no shit. Sorry. I don't know what else to say on the matter, honestly.
Well, I will say Keemstar isn't the best person when it comes to, dealing with, touchy situations. I mean, you guys remember a couple weeks ago when he had Leafy is here for one of his Twitter videos, and they were making fun of the whole situation with Greg.
Wait,
and
repeat that?
I said, remember when a couple weeks ago when Leafy was here, was in one of Keemstar's Twitter videos, and they were kind of making fun of the fact that they were victims, and Leafy was claiming to be a victim, and that he needed to be interviewed.
No idea.
Mal wrote, who unironically likes Keem? Probably nobody. With us talking about Keem so much, I wouldn't be surprised if he sicked his attack dog on us. Sorry, by attack dog, I mean his Pomeranian by the name of Kavos. Billy Gregg. Wait, what? I saw it was disgusting by the video. Greg pisses me off.
I think
Wait, what
she's
video?
talking about the video.
Billy the Fridge,
Yeah.
where Greg was humping him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anywho,
On a broader note, I'm
Yep,
looking
the video
forward
I'm
to
talking
4
about.
days from now.
4 days. What's going on in 4 days?
Castlevania Season 3.
Oh, really?
Thursday.
Oh. Then, that'll probably be the next thing I do videos on. Oh, gosh, I may have to do videos, like, going over each episode for Castlevania then. Freaking love that show.
No need to apologize, MJ. Take care.
All right, see you, MJ.
Talk at you later.
Well, actually, funny thing, it's funny that she said that because I might be calling it in a second. So trying to think. I think for the last words, I might just repeat some of the announcements I made for earlier in the podcast. So for those who weren't here at the beginning, as I mentioned, for those who've been following Let's Plays, the next Let's Plays after The Witcher will be Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. And from this time forward, or at least once I start uploading videos for Kakarot, videos will be 15 to 20 minutes due to the fact that there are times where at any point I have to get back to work. So there's a good chance that I especially with videos like, let's say, The Witcher, there's been times where I've had to walk off, mute the video. So to kind of prevent that, I'm just going to try to make them short and sweet and try to be as entertaining as I possibly can for each episode. Okay. There is a podcast or at least not a podcast. There is a playlist now for all of the Witcher content for those people who have been following all the Witcher content with us. That includes all the Let's Plays as well as the Let's Watch videos. So go check those out if you guys have not. It's was a lot of fun to record all of those. And that will include, this playlist will also include the newer Let's Plays for The Witcher when that comes out, and possibly the stuff for Gwent if I end up doing that. Is there anything I'm missing?
Not that I can recall.
All right. Do you have any final words about some of the stuff we talked about?
No, I believe I've said everything I can think of.
All right, then. I guess final words is Keemstar is not our favorite person. Anywho. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Truly appreciate it. We're going to end it here. If you guys can, especially for those people who are going to probably watch this after the podcast is live, leave a comment down below giving your thoughts. If you guys want to follow us on social media, links are in the description. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys want to follow MJ, Aiden, and Magi on some of their gaming streams, you can follow them on Twitch and YouTube. Follow some of our other content with like the Let's Watch and Let's Plays. that we've been doing. This is or at least with that being said, this is Rob and Aiden signing off. Have a good one, and you guys take care. Peace.
See ya.